Everyone online has an opinion about 2026. Some say AI will take all jobs. Some say start a business or you'll be left behind. Others say if you don't use AI, you're finished. But here's the problem. Most of these opinions are coming from people who are selling something, a course, a tool, or a dream. So instead of starting with fear or tools, let's start with something most people are already thinking about: business. Many of you watching this might want to start a business, or maybe you already have one. So the real question is, does business actually make sense in 2026? The answer is yes, but not every type of business makes sense. So instead of talking theory, let's talk about 3 types of businesses that are realistic, buildable by normal people, and still make sense in the US going into 2026. The first type is local service businesses. They're boring, but they're real. In the US, the home services market alone is worth hundreds of billions of dollars every year. And homeowners continue to spend on cleaning, repairs, maintenance, and upgrades. These are not expenses people delay. If the AC breaks, they pay. If something leaks, they pay. You've probably already seen small local businesses, cleaning companies, repair services, maintenance crews, quietly doing well for years without ever going viral. These businesses don't rely on trends or hype. They rely on necessity. That's why even in 2026, local service businesses will continue to make money, even if nobody is talking about them online. The second type is niche-specific products. Not mass-market products, and not products meant for everyone. These are products built for a very specific group of people with a very specific problem. In the US, consumers spend trillions of dollars every year on products. But most successful small brands are not competing with big companies. They're serving niches. You've probably seen small brands selling products made for one hobby, one profession, or one lifestyle, and doing extremely well without being household names. You don't need millions of buyers to make a business work. You need the right buyers. In 2026, niche products make more sense than ever because attention is expensive, but relevance still works. The third type is education and guidance, but done properly. In the US, people spend hundreds of billions of dollars every year on education, training, and skill development. And you've already seen this in real life. People selling online courses, coaching, or structured guidance, and making hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes more. Not because they're famous, but because they help people solve a specific problem. The demand isn't for broad education anymore. It's for focused help, clarity, direction, and step-by-step guidance for one outcome. Businesses that simplify things, reduce confusion, and help people make better decisions will continue to do well in 2026. This isn't about selling dreams. It's about saving people time and mistakes. All 3 of these business types work for the same reason. They solve existing problems. Not future problems, not trending problems, existing ones. That's why they survive. So yes, business does make sense in 2026, but only if you approach it the right way. Not as a shortcut, not as a trend, and not as an escape from a job. And if you want, I can make a separate video breaking down businesses that will have higher chances of success in 2026, without hype, just realistic thinking. Now, once you start thinking about business, the next concern people naturally have is jobs. You hear it everywhere. AI will replace jobs. Traditional careers are finished. If you don't switch now, you'll be left behind. So let's slow this down and look at what's actually happening instead of reacting to headlines. Now, to be clear, AI has already replaced some jobs. Certain roles and tasks have been reduced or removed, especially where work was repetitive or easy to automate. That part is real, and it's already happening. But that's very different from saying AI is taking all jobs. According to the World Economic Forum, automation and new technologies are expected to displace around 92 million jobs by 2030, but at the same time, create about 170 million new jobs. That's a net increase, not a collapse. The key point here is not job loss, it's job change. What's happening is that jobs aren't disappearing overnight, they're being reshaped. Most roles today are made up of mini-tasks, and technology tends to replace parts of jobs, not entire jobs. Routine, repetitive work gets automated first. What stays is judgment, communication, decision-making, and responsibility. That's the real shift. Another misconception is that only tech jobs are safe and everything else is at risk. In reality, some of the most stable roles are those closest to real-world outcomes. Jobs where mistakes are costly, context matters, and people are trusted to make decisions. AI doesn't replace accountability easily. It replaces repeatability. Now here's something that needs to be said clearly. If you currently have a stable job with a decent income, quitting just because someone online said AI will make more money than your job is not a smart move. If I had a secure, well-paying job in 2026, I wouldn't throw it away because of fear or hype. I'd use that stability as an advantage. A stable job gives you time, financial safety, and mental space. That puts you in a much stronger position to invest, build a side business slowly, or upgrade your skills without pressure. The mistake most people make is trading stability for uncertainty too early. The real risk in the job market isn't AI itself, it's making rushed decisions. For example, when people hear claims like, "You can make millions through drop shipping," many rush in without understanding margins, competition, or operations. And that rushed decision does more damage than AI ever could. A healthier way to think about jobs in 2026 is this. Instead of asking, "Will AI replace my job?" ask, "Which parts of my job are becoming automated and which parts still need me?" The closer your role is to decision-making, ownership, and responsibility, the harder it is to replace. 2 skills that actually make sense in this AI era. Skills might sound boring. They're not flashy and they don't promise instant results, but they make sense for 2 reasons. First, they're safe. You don't have to quit your job or shut down your business to develop a skill. You can learn and improve while continuing what you're already doing. Second, tools can be replaced. Skills are much harder to replace. AI tools will change, platforms will change, but strong skills carry forward. The first skill that makes real sense in the AI era is storytelling, or more specifically, clear script writing and communication. And this isn't just about content creation. From videos and blogs to ads, presentations, and even emails, everything runs on storytelling. Anytime you want someone to pay attention, understand an idea, or take action, you're telling a story. If you can't hold attention, nothing else matters. If you want to grab someone's attention or develop this skill, the first question to ask is simple. What value am I giving the other person? If there's no value, people won't watch or listen. That value can be entertainment, education, clarity, or even saving time, whether it's a video, an ad, or a product. That's why storytelling becomes more valuable, not less, in the AI era. Once you know how to communicate clearly, the next question becomes, what ideas are actually worth communicating? That's where the second skill comes in. The second skill is pattern recognition, and this matters most for business, products, and ads. Every business decision is a guess. What product will sell? What message will work? What offer will connect? Some people guess better than others, not because they're lucky, but because they see patterns. Pattern recognition means understanding why people respond the way they do. Why did one ad work while another failed? Why did one product take off while a similar one didn't? AI can show you what's getting attention, which ads are running, which products are selling, which videos are getting views, but it still struggles with the most important part: why people made those choices. That part needs human judgment. Once you start noticing patterns in pricing, positioning, emotional triggers, and timing, your decisions become calmer and smarter. Content is just one place where this shows up. Business is where it really pays. Now, you might be wondering why I'm telling you all of this about AI, jobs, and business, especially when the internet is already full of people talking about the same things every day. The reason is simple. There are too many opinions online and too many so-called teachers telling people to do this or that. The sad part is, most of what's being pushed doesn't work for most people. That's why, even after watching hundreds of videos, people are still looking for something genuine. What often gets missed online is that things are rarely as simple as they're shown. There's always another side, a side that doesn't look exciting, doesn't sell well, and usually stays hidden. That's the side where challenges exist, where progress is slower, and where results don't come instantly. And that's the side that actually matters. Like the skills in AI or the niche businesses we covered, these aren't plug and play. They require navigating real hurdles, making adjustments, and learning what doesn't work before anything starts working. That part is almost never talked about, even though it's the part that decides whether something lasts or fades away. The businesses and skills I talked about in this video aren't complete blueprints, and that's intentional, because real progress comes from understanding the challenges behind it, knowing what usually goes wrong, and figuring out how to approach things differently from everyone else. So instead of pretending there's one perfect answer, I want to take this step by step. If you want, let me know in the comments which part you'd like to see broken down properly, AI or business. In the next video, I can go deeper into one of them and talk about the real challenges, how those challenges can be handled, and what kind of strategies actually help you stand out instead of blending in with everyone else.